$60 million? No SkeeYee. No live. No happy Friday. We are live from Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. Whatever. The countdown's on. 319 days until I have to start looking for a new job, thanks to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Welcome in to the PHNX Diamondbacks show. My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally known as a man that was far more confident in his profession before watching this team break baseball. Glad to have you guys here. Glad to be talking about something that is so near and dear to our hearts. And of course, I could not do this alone. I could not do this by myself. In fact, I had to bring in a man who's going to be far more emotional about this than I am. It is the one, the only Damon Dog, aka Damon Farrell on the ones and twos. And just, you all right over there, bud?
What?
Hey.
What happened?
Kyle Tucker signed with the Dodgers. That's what happened. What happened, Damon. Hold on, I have my bottle of tequila too. I mean, if we're drinking, we're drinking. I had water, but there's no point to drink water. There's no point for anything anymore. There's no point to even have a 2026 regular season. Imagine having a 162 game season to determine who's going to make the playoffs when you're just going to crown the Los Angeles Dodgers as your World Series champion this year. I don't know. What's the point? What's the point of anything? Pain is existence, and that's the point where we're at here. Kyle Tucker has indeed become not a Blue Jay, not a Met, not a Yankee, not a Cub, but he's become a Los Angeles Dodger at an annual value of $60 million US.
We had $40 million to spend this offseason, and we're one of the most revenue to payroll spenders in the entire sport. Top 5, actually.
And we have a Dodgers fan in here telling us to just spend more money. That's what we have in here, Damon.
Let me be the first to congratulate the Dodgers on the 2026 World Series championship. Congratulations, guys. Might as well not even play a season. Yeah, it's already set in stone. It's already written in the stars.
Like, the Edwin Diaz signing was already just too much, right? Like, going out and assessing your one weakness that you had, and
that's what they do every offseason. Yeah.
I mean, adding the best potential player that existed. Not just on the free agent market, but arguably in the game of baseball as your closer, right? That wasn't enough.
Remember when the rotation stuck, Derek, and they were like, let's just get Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell in one offseason. Pay them both. And Ohtani will be back.
Well,
it's what they do.
People want us to take accountability, Damon. You know, I refuse to do that on this show or in life ever. But Kyle Tucker has agreed to sign with the Los Angeles Dodgers on a 4-year, $240 million contract. The deal includes opt-out rights after the second season and the third season, meaning he could re-enter free agency before the last 2 years. And there's also a huge signing bonus and about $30 million in deferred payments, making the net present value $57.1 million a year. So the Dodgers at least did not get away with only being hit for Kyle Tucker making, $6 a year. This is a record annual value when you factor the structure. At $60 million per year, it's the second highest annual value in baseball history, behind only
Shohei Ohtani, who gets paid $2 million so that they can go and pay the next most money per year to a guy even though he's worth, I don't know, $38 million a year, $35 million a year. But we're just going to pay him 60 because we're the Dodgers and we have a never-ending money glitch. And we've hacked the Grand Theft Auto game. And so we can just go buy all the cars and it's so much fun. What's the challenge? What's the fun in it?
There is no challenge. This is playing the game on beginner. Or at least very easy.
It's pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
I just.
This is playing MLB The Show on beginner and scoring 16 runs every game.
Throwing a no-hitter
every game.
Fist pumping.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, too, what Peter says in the chat, Damon, is not wrong. I get it. You guys are mad, but the Dodgers is just a great organization. Blame the owners for not being bold and manage their team. Now,
no, I won't. I'm not going to blame Ken Kendrick for trying. I'm going to blame Rob Manfred Major League Baseball for allowing the Dodgers to do this within the rules.
We've said this time and time again. The Dodgers are playing within the confines of the rules. It doesn't mean that you still don't break the game, the sport, by playing within the confines of the rules, finding a loophole and exploiting it to the degree that the Dodgers have. Now, kudos to the Dodgers for not being satisfied with just 2 World Series. Kudos to the Dodgers for wanting to create some sort of lasting, evil empire here, some sort of legacy where they don't just three-peat, but they become like the goddamn Boston Celtics of modern day sport, right? I don't blame them for that because, quite frankly, every front office and every owner in every sport should strive for that. So again, Peter is not wrong. This is not the Dodgers' fault. But it is the Dodgers' fault for also being so greedy and just being like, we're going to put our throat on the foot of Major League Baseball, and we don't care how much it hurts the entire game overall because we just want to dominate, right?
And here's where Peter is wrong. And Dodgers fans need to cut the act. They need to cut the act.
Yeah,
Derek.
The whole every other
your team
in baseball
needs to spend more. Shut up.
No,
actually shut up.
Yeah, baseball
for 1 second.
Yeah.
Can you at least just be a real person, a real human being, and admit, hey, this is not great for the sport. It's fun for me. It's fun for my team. I love seeing the National League All-Stars suit up 1 through 9 for my organization. Wear Dodger
Team
blue.
USA could beat the Dodgers.
I mean, it's genuinely a conversation, which is shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking. But stop telling me that this is my fault. This is my team's fault. This is your guys' fault because you don't get on your owners enough. No, it's the Dodgers' fault for taking advantage of. I mean, not the Dodgers. It's Major League Baseball's fault. But it's the Dodgers are the ones doing it. Yeah. And stop trying to convince us that this is somehow an us problem. Yeah. It's not.
Piece of Yoshi is 100% right. The Diamondbacks are top 5 in reinvested money. The problem is the amount of money that they make. Right? The Dodgers have a global brand. The Dodgers have expanded their fandom into so many other international markets. And again, to echo what Peter said, he's not wrong as far as the Dodgers being smart business-wise, getting someone like Shohei Ohtani, seeing the business opportunities that they're only going to make you more money on top of money. And also, I was talking about with Espo, you have to put the deferred money in an account, right? But they figured out a way to invest it in some way where they're making money off of that money that they have to hold in an account. So they're practically probably paying their rest of their payroll with the deferred money that they're vesting or, putting into account that's making some sort of percentage payment off of it. They've done it the right way. The bigger problem is the way that baseball is structured. The Dodgers here, their payroll is in record territory. Multiple reports have suggested that the guaranteed commitment amount right now for the Dodgers is in the billions of dollars, highlighting just the huge gap, the huge financial discrepancy between the Dodgers and let's just say small market teams. I don't need to throw the Yankees and the Mets and those other teams that can spend in there. However, even those teams are finding it to be egregious with what the Dodgers do. The Mets were going to pay, Kyle Tucker a ridiculous amount of money, and it still wasn't $60 million a year, including competitive balance tax penalties. The Dodgers are going to pay more for Kyle Tucker in 2026 than 11 teams will spend on their entire roster.
That sounds like it's good and healthy for the sport.
That's close to half of Major League Baseball. And we've talked about those scrubs not spending enough money, and that's fine. We've addressed that. But one team spending more money on one player than 11 teams are going to spend on their 26-man roster.
It's brutal, Derek. It's brutal.
It's brutal.
I mean, you talk about the TV revenue. Ryan brought it up.
Yeah,
Jarmy brought it up in the chat. Like,
meanwhile, we're over here in a revenue share with the rest of the teams that got screwed over by our RSNs.
Yeah, I was doing some research into it yesterday, actually, and this was, I think, before the Kyle Tucker signing that I was even looking into this. The Dodgers have a $186 million television deal from Spectrum that gets paid to them every single year. Baseball has a situation going where each team controls their own television revenue rights. And then obviously the Diamondbacks had that very public fallout with Bally Sports, and so their rights got pushed onto baseball, and baseball is doing an equal revenue share with 6 to 8 teams or whatever it is that are a part of the MLB for their revenue or their television deal. So the Diamondbacks were making somewhere in like the $60 million range per year, Derek, on their television deal, and now it's unclear. The Dodgers are at $180 million.
That's crazy, man.
For context.
Ryan says, where's the competition in these players? Well, what we've heard about Kyle Tucker is that the one thing I've heard recently about him was something called Anthony Rendon syndrome, where people feel like he's not really committed to the game and he has other interests outside of baseball, as a lot of baseball players do. Most of the time it's golf. But anyway, when it comes to Kyle Tucker, this is the kind of deal that could allow him to make this huge payday and stay with the Dodgers for the next, for the length of this contract, and then just retire if he wants to, if his interests are literally elsewhere, right? So that's the difference here. You could say about the competition factor, which is true. There should be something to be said about players wanting to beat the Dodgers. We need more, Tatsuya Amais out there, and not necessarily so many people just willing to take the big payday. However, if you would talk about a guy that doesn't have interest in being a Major League Baseball player for very long, taking the highest annual value on a shorter term deal seems very appealing. I mean, if he stays for the length of $240 million, he's not going to ever spend that much money. You just you literally can't. You literally can't. I dare you to. It'd be like Brewster's Millions. You just fail. But this sucks. This sucks. This sucks. It's also just a tremendous amount of money for a guy who hit 266 with 22 home runs and 25 stolen bases in 136 games. Like, he did miss time due to injury, and I will say that he was very good, very clutch for the Chicago Cubs last season, but he's turning 29 years old, and overall, this just seems like an incredible amount of money for a player that I mean, like you said yesterday, not one of those guys that I would be willing to pay that much money to, especially considering his name is not Ohtani or Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I mean, those are the two guys, as we noted, that were actually worth anywhere close to that type of money.
Yeah.
And I think I said that yesterday as well, right? It all feels like it was like a culmination of events here, Derek. I think I said yesterday on the show, Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, maybe Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal are the players that I think are worth that type of money. And they're paying more than that type of money, because I said $50 million. They're paying more than that for a top 30 hitter in the sport? Like, is he even top 20? Kyle Tucker is great. He's really good. He's an all-star, but he's not like a world-beating type of player. He's not.
Watch out there, Ken Kendrick.
He's not a. I don't think he's a Hall of.
Last time I checked, he was 1 of 9 kind of deal.
For sure, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
and he's getting paid $60 million a year.
That's the craziest part. Like,
that's
honestly,
unreal.
If you do want to look at it from the positive side, they did not defer very much of it, and the Dodgers did pay a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, enough money.
It doesn't matter though, Derek. That's the problem. If he fails, if it blows up in their face, they go, "Oh, I guess we'll just have to sign the next Kyle Tucker." Yeah. We're gonna do it. It's so infuriating, and the worst part is, no doubt about it, the people that try to justify it left and right, back and forth. Enough, man. Yeah. We get it. The Dodgers are trying. Baseball allows it. It's a sham, and the sport's broken.
They won't relent. And I mean, again, like you said, it's getting to the point where, the Dodgers are the ultimate end boss bad guy now, right? You're either a fan of that team, and you, of course, if we were fans of that team, we would want them to win 3 in a row, 4 in a row. We'd want them to be a dynasty. However, it's hard to look at this overall and think that LA's payroll now topping $2.1 billion in guaranteed contracts, with their projected payroll being $413 million for 26, seems fair, right? And they've already have multiple 9-figure deals in Ohtani, Betts, Yamamoto, and they're adding more stars, here this offseason after winning the championship. Their spending has some owners that you just wouldn't expect completely over the edge pushing for a salary cap, including the Yankees. When you have the Yankees wanting a new collective bargaining agreement so that we can do something about this, you've truly broken the sport. But I mean,
the Yankees are soft too. Like, I'll admit that.
Sure.
Like, the Yankees make a $150 million television deal. They're the only team that gets remotely close to what the Dodgers do from a television perspective. And they don't spend anywhere close to the amount of money the Yankees do.
Right.
But the problem is the disparity between the Yankees and the Dodgers and every single other team in baseball when it comes to that stuff. Because you can just put that much more investment into your team when you're making 3 times the television deal of your division rivals, like the Dodgers are with the Diamondbacks and with the Padres and maybe with the Giants. They might have a slightly bigger deal. It's not like, I just hope Dodgers fans are, when this sport ceases to exist in 2027, and I'm not saying forever, but when they are not playing a season in 2027, I want Dodgers fans to know exactly what the reason is, because it is your organization's fault. It's your team's fault.
Tanner Scott pushed people over the edge. Damon, I can only imagine how they feel about Edwin Diaz and Kyle Tucker signing with the Dodgers this offseason, right? So it's a guarantee, right? And the breaking baseball rhetoric is not just about one contract. It's about how spending here could reshape the economics, the competitive balance, and the labor landscape overall here when it comes to Major League Baseball. And I know that all of this seems so dramatic, and I know that at times players are going to continue to argue on behalf of baseball teams being able to spend as much money as they want, because at the end of the day, every player that's a part of the MLBPA dreams of a payday like this, right? And you have the fact that even when comparing one Corbin Carroll to Kyle Tucker, it would seem like you want to take perhaps a Corbin Carroll over a Kyle Tucker, and Corbin Carroll is definitely not making $60 million a year. When it comes to like him personally, right? You can only imagine how him and other players feel. They have a devotion to the team that signed them, and they're thankful for being extended and for an organization believing in them. But this is just going to further any player wanting to stay long-term with a smaller team that's giving them contract extensions when the potential payday could be $60 million a year.
Think about the money Corbin's going to be making at the end of his deal with the Diamondbacks. At the end of his deal with the Diamondbacks. Isn't it close to $30 million, Derek? I believe. Yeah, and Corbin is a better player than Kyle Tucker, full stop. Everyone knows it. Everybody in the league agrees. The Dodgers would tell you that Corbin Carroll is better than Kyle Tucker. And he's going to be making about half the money at the end of his deal as Kyle Tucker is right now.
I don't believe it's even $30 million, if I'm being honest.
It's like 25 or something like that, isn't it?
Right now, and my computer is just not cooperating with me. But yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere in the neighborhood. He signed a 8-year, $110 million deal. So overall, yeah.
He's getting paid cheap, though, like right up front, and then it backloads. But it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, yes, you're right. You're right. In his final 3 years, he gets paid $28 million.
Why would a player sign a deal like that if they're a high-level prospect?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just going to go through arbitration, and then I'm going to get paid $1 billion by the Dodgers in free agency.
Well, again, earlier I alluded to it, Damon, but do we take any accountability for this? Do we blame ourselves? Did the Diamondbacks actually break the Dodgers, which forced the Dodgers to break baseball? Because since the 2023 playoffs, when we did what we did to them, they've added Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, Roki Sasaki, Kyle Tucker, and Edwin Diaz. So is it our fault?
I would say
is
that
it our fault?
it felt that way at
took my
first.
shirt off? Was it because I drank a whole bottle of champagne? Because I'm drinking tequila now, like to kind of counterbalance it. I don't know. I'm sorry to cut you off.
It's okay. I just didn't know if you were finished or not. I felt like you had a thing going.
I don't have a thing going. I'm upset, and I'm just ranting.
It felt that way at first, Derek. Like in 2023 when we beat them and then they went out and they got Ohtani. Yeah, it felt a little bit like, okay. Yeah, they're trying to combat, a team like the Diamondbacks, or they had just lost to the Padres the year before. Division rivals giving them a run for their money. But I think that they've proven after winning the last 2 World Series and going out and signing all the big-name free agents that it doesn't have anything to do with losing. It has to do with they see something they want, and they say, we have unlimited money, so we're going to spend it. And so then they go and get the best players at every position. If they win next year, they're going to go do it again, Derek.
I was like, I look forward to having this exact same conversation when they add Tarik Skubal to their roster this offseason.
That's happening.
I know.
They're going to get rid of Glass now, and they're going to get Skubal. And we're all just going to have to go, I guess it's Ken Kendrick's fault. I guess it's my owner's fault. What an idiot. What a loser.
He only spent $200 million on his roster and not $600 million a year. And again, MLB is going to be locked out on December 1st, 2026. 319 days until I have to start updating my LinkedIn. Ownership wants significant economic changes that players feel undermine guaranteed contracts and their bargaining power and their agents' bargaining power. The union has publicly said it expects a work stoppage next winter. And again, it doesn't feel like these gaps are narrowing with what the Dodgers are doing. It feels like a lockout becomes the default fallback once that CBA expires on December 1st, 2026. So if that happens, free agency and trade stop until a new deal is reached. We don't know how long that will take. And then negotiations could continue through the winter of 2026, early into 2027, and could impact regular season games once again if a deal isn't done by spring. And this all feels inevitable, Damon. I mean, the Dodgers feel inevitable, and that's why they feel like Thanos, right? Like it feels like they are going to destroy baseball as a necessary evil that they feel like has to happen in order, I don't know, in order to concrete their legacy. Maybe that's it. Maybe they want to be the team that finally ends MLB once and for all. But,
and just like in Avengers Endgame, Derek, it takes 29. It takes 29 banded together, locked in arms, holding the line.
Yeah.
And Derek, I don't know if this is loser talk or what. I don't care. Dodgers fans, screw you if you hate this. I think I'm more invested in the Dodgers not winning the World Series than I am the Diamondbacks winning in the World Series next year.
I'm more invested in them not winning the World Series than I am in the Diamondbacks even making the playoff, Damon. That's the only thing I want.
It means everything.
That dork's tweet might have been right, where he said no one wants to see the Diamondbacks in the World Series.
I don't want to see them there. I want to see Dodger Stadium get shut down. Is what I want to see. I want health code violations to run rampant throughout the ballpark so that they can't play games there and the Dodgers have to forfeit.
I get it.
That's what I want a Bane style Batman Dark Knight Rises field blow up, Derek. Is that too much to ask for?
Not really. But I mean, you're slightly more emotional than I am. I merely just want to hide under this desk in the fetal position and wait for the inevitable end of my baseball reporting career. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. But we did do something. I mean, the Mets did something, by the way, which we're not paying attention to. They pivoted when they missed out on Tucker, and they added Bo Bichette, Damon. That's cool. So now the Mets even get better, even as they fumble through this offseason trying to add to their team. They get better. They're going to play Bichette at third base, and he gets paid an ungodly amount of money as well for another short-term deal. That's something that's interesting and developing here, is that players are getting paid insane annual values overall and not getting the 15-year deals that we were seeing not that long ago. Like not that long ago, we were seeing these huge contracts stretched into long-term deals that you're like, that man is going to be 45 years old by the time that contract is over. But in this case, Bo Bichette agrees to a 3-year, $126 million deal as reported by several sources. So
egregious.
It's just just crazy.
It's
just
egregious.
crazy.
Like, hey, Dodgers fans. Hey, right here. This sport needs a salary cap. I'll say it about Bo Bichette going to the Mets, too. Steve Cohen has the most money of any owner in the league.
Oh, and
so he can just go and outspend everybody if he wants to. And so he can spend $40 million a year on Bo Bichette, who's okay. He's pretty good. He's not really even that good. You know what I mean? And it's baffling that like it's as this. I think Cito set it up here in the chat, and he was saying, like, I just wish Dodgers fans would say, I don't give an F.
Yeah.
Like, be honest with me. You don't care.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
you want your team to be successful. If I was in your shoes, I'd probably think the same thing. But stop trying to tell me this is good. Yeah. Stop trying to tell me this is healthy. This is horrible for the sport.
To be fair, once again, the Dodgers might be smart about doing this right now when they know that there's a good chance that things are going to change going forward.
Probably exactly why they're doing it.
Under a new collective bargaining agreement, there might be changes, but it's not going to change existing contracts. They're not going to be able to, like, yes, their hands might be tied as far as spending is concerned, but they have a complete team that's under contract for a decent amount of time. If those guys all work out and are the superstars that they have been, that team is fine, even after the lockout comes and goes, right? But again, with the impacts of a new CBA potentially limiting their power and the uncertainty of 2027 making other teams hesitant to spend, the Dodgers are doing the thing. You know what I mean? And yes, it's breaking baseball, but again, the one thing we'll say is that this is on MLB and not the Dodgers. I'll say that. Damon won't, because he's furious with you every one of you Dodgers fans.
I've already admitted that, though. I've already admitted that it's not the Dodgers organization's
100%.
fault for trying to win. But people don't. They selectively hear what they want to hear. This BL Boyd idiot in the chat he just keeps wanting to make me the bad guy, and that's fine. But hey, buddy, look in the mirror. Dodgers fans are absolute morons, Derek. Yeah. These people are trying to blame everybody else when it's clear as day what the issue is. Well, stop trying to dance around it.
You Mama brings up another good point as well. Like, now I'm rooting for, like, big players just to go to other teams, not even to our team. I'm just rooting for them to go anywhere but the Dodgers. And
Derek, I told you the story of how I found out Kyle Tucker went to the Dodgers.
It was the same.
I'll take off the glasses for this. You guys need to see the emotion on my face. I'm sitting there. My roommate comes downstairs. He goes, Damon, did you see the Kyle Tucker news? He had a good poker face. I didn't tell it was like sad or bad. And I go, Blue Jays? And he goes, he goes, no, not the Blue Jays. And I go, oh, so he went to the Mets then? No. Yankees? No. Oh, and then I collapsed fully onto the ground because I knew what that look meant. I knew what the Yankees guess plus the...
Screamed like Luke Skywalker. No! That's impossible!
Full collapse onto the floor.
Yeah.
Knew it was over. I mean, it's just a disaster. Like, I agree with you. I am totally rooting for every other team to, like, I want nothing more than the Tigers to re-sign and extend Scooble. That's what I'm rooting for. You know what I mean? Like, it really is that way.
Go to the Blue Jays. But anyway.
No one wants to go to the Blue Jays.
I know, apparently. I don't know. Toronto's a fun city. But, hey, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of this break, we're actually going to talk about the Diamondbacks finally adding a bullpen arm. But, I mean, does it matter? Does anything matter anymore? I'll try to get myself together here in a moment. But we're going to be back after this break. Don't you guys go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Well, over at Bet365, you can still have a good time, even if it might not include watching baseball. But, of course, there are so many sports for you to bet on over at Bet365. And right now, football fans, the wait is over. Playoff football is back in action this weekend. And right now with Bet365, you can get in on it, too. Starting on Thursday, Bet365 is offering to double your money with a super boost on one or more passing yards in the Denver versus Buffalo game. And I know weather can be a factor here, but I think that that's a pretty safe bet, one passing yard. So that's right. All it takes is one single yard for you to win your bet. So even if your team doesn't start strong, you still can with Bet365. So get down on the action right now. If you have not signed up, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. All you got to do is sign up, use that code of PHNX365 when you do. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 or more to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player, props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it is never ordinary. Bet365 must be 21 or over and physically located in Arizona. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, text NEXT STEP to 53342 or visit problemgambling.az.gov. And of course, you already know that Phoenix is one of the greatest sports cities in America. And of course, March is one of the best times to be here. But this spring, Phoenix Raceway is making history. For the first time ever, NASCAR and NTT IndyCar series will be racing on the same track in the same weekend, and you can get a front row seat to all of it. Do not miss out. Race weekend is amazing, but to have a historic race weekend like this is something that you as a race fan should not miss out on. And you can also get the best access in motorsports with the Desert Diamond Casino infield experience. You can go inside the garage, walk the track, meet the drivers, and catch the pre-race concert. It's an absolute blast and a must-do if you're heading out there. There's ticket options as well as camping options, which are available, and you can watch the 2025 Cup Series champion Kyle Larson return to the same track where he won the championship just a few months ago. So do not miss out. The 2026 NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway is making history with NASCAR and NTT IndyCar Series sharing the same track on the same day, and you'll want to say you were there. This weekend is happening March 5th through March 8th, so do not miss out. Secure your seats now at the link in our description. Well, glad to have you guys here. Well, some of you here. Those of you know which ones I don't want here, but I'm not going to single you out. Damon, we have some super chats to get to there.
I'll single them out, Derek. Yeah, we have some super chats. Cool, bro.
Thank you. Cool,
we
bro.
will get to the super chats here. Sayonara 2027 baseball, $199.
Yeah.
PC Yoshi, $5. Do you think any of this happens if Robert Moses just lets the Dodgers build their Brooklyn Stadium in 1950 something?
Well, I'll tell you this much: if that's the case, then at least they wouldn't be in our division, right? Geographically, that wouldn't make any goddamn sense. So maybe we would be dealing with the Angels.
There'd be another LA team.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be the Angels. Is my point. Could you imagine if it was us, the Angels, the Giants, the Rockies, and the Padres? We're winning that division 10 out of the last 15 years.
Scenes.
What else we got?
Cool Bro says the Dodgers are the most overbooked team, 2017 Roman.
Oh, let's go.
We got Groundhog Mama celebrating 4 months of PHNX membership here on YouTube. We appreciate you, Karen. Says, I'm not going to let the Dodgers ruin my weekend. How can we take pride in winning a World Series when you rigged the outcome? Why would he opt out?
Oh, why would Kyle Tucker opt out?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm reading that, and it I'm feeling like it's like, yeah, why would I let the Dodgers ruin my weekend? And then immediately it feels like we're kind of letting the Dodgers ruin our weekend. How can you take pride in winning a World Series when you rig the outcome? It's like, that's all I'm going to be thinking. I'm going to be like, yeah, screw the Dodgers. Who cares? Also, Dodgers are ruining baseball.
Yeah, they
Cool.
live in our head rent free.
I mean, and it makes sense as to why, I feel like. But Cool Bro comes back, $199. Signed to the Dodgers is like left phase clan.
I actually get that reference. And he says it's our fault for the sweep Dodgers, for sweeping the Dodgers and making them spend. I like this comment from Max Damon. He said, personally, I blame Bidwell for this. Give me a sec to figure out why.
Fair.
I think we could do some sort of conspiracy chart that leads back to Bidwell 100%. But we do have some good news, if you want to call it that. And that's no disrespect to our guy, Tayler Clarke. I have been a fan of Tayler Clarke for a long time. I've covered him. Again, I'm very old, and I've been doing this for a long time, but covered him when he was originally called up, and now he is making his return to the Valley. The Diamondbacks signed right-handed reliever Taylor Clarke to a one-year Major League contract for the 2026 season. To make room on the roster, Gus Varland was DFA'd, but Clarke was originally drafted, as many of you may remember, by the Diamondbacks in the third round of the 2015 draft out of the College of Charleston, and he made his debut with the Diamondbacks as a starter in 2019. He's pitched in 78 games for Arizona, including starting work early on there before moving to the bullpen role. And he pitched in, of course, he was non-tendered by the Diamondbacks following the 2021 season, signed with the Royals, and actually found himself putting things together pretty well for them. Over 51 appearances with the Royals in 2025. He had a 3.25 ERA. He had 44 strikeouts versus 9 walks over 55 and a third innings pitched. He had a 7.2 strikeout per 9 rate. He had a 1.5 walk per 9 rate.
Really good.
And honestly, for a reliever that pitched 55 and a third innings, a 1 B WAR is pretty good, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then even with those numbers, he had excellent control. He had a sub 1 whip. I think it was 0.8945 or 8495. Very good, just very good.
He wasn't walking guys at all, Derek.
He was not. And even with those numbers, the Royals still non-tendered him in November, making him a free agent. So he comes back to the Diamondbacks on a contract that is initially worth $1.5 million for that one season. With incentives, could be worth $2 million. It seems like, once again, a good deal. We are definitely doing the budget thing that we knew Mike Hazen was going to do. And honestly, even though it's not the names that we wanted to add, it's good to see them finally add a bullpen arm. You could argue that Tayler Clarke could be an incredible story. First of all, once again, it's a reunion, and we love those, right? We're big fans of bringing Paul Goldschmidt back here for that reason. We felt like Merrill Kelly made our hearts complete, and bringing Taylor Clarke back after the Diamondbacks drafted him to potentially help this team win games now at this point in his career seems like it would just be a great story. But more than that, the Diamondbacks have an unsettled bullpen, as we've discussed. They haven't really added much to it. And at 32 years old, Taylor Clarke is now a veteran presence in the bullpen with multiple seasons of Major League Baseball experience under his belt. He should help stabilize innings, and he'll probably be in there, not in necessarily high leverage roles, but could find himself in high leverage roles. I know they have a couple of other options. We love our guy, Dre Jameson, and we talked to him the other day about him being, obviously in for that closer role. We also know that Andrew Saalfrank put up extremely good numbers for this team in 2025. One of the few bright spots for the bullpen from this past season. So he's not necessarily a high leverage closer type. He's not projected to be a late inning guy, but the team will still need some arms that they can count on for like the 6th inning and 7th inning. And Clarke overall, that's kind of where he slotted in with the Royals. And he was one of the core bullpen pieces that gave their manager over there more flexibility with matchups and innings. So overall, it feels like Taylor Clarke is a good fit for the Diamondbacks. He didn't cost them nearly as much as other guys that, quite frankly, had a higher ERA and you are much more unsure about, even if those guys are bigger names and high leverage guys, right? Like the Mets paid Devin Williams a lot of money, definitely not $1.5 million for the 2026 season. So it does feel like the Dbacks, again, are taking a shot on a guy, but in this case, this isn't necessarily the reclamation projects we've talked about them going after, like a Michael Soroka. It's not necessarily them hoping that a guy can return to form. This is more about, like Nolan Arenado, this is more about Clarke having a very good season for the Royals last year, and overall kind of getting lost perhaps in the shuffle and signing a deal here to come back to Arizona that is very affordable for the D-backs when it comes to adding a reliever, but I don't know. It was much more exciting yesterday afternoon, and they've kind of taken the air out of my balloon a little bit here. Taylor Clarke is not an exciting name, as you could say about all of the additions to this team, right? But you still feel like Mike Hazen is building something here that is a solid baseball team overall. And that goes back to the very beginning when they first brought James McCann back, brought Merrill Kelly back. And then, of course, you also have the signing of Michael Soroka that feels like it's very much a wild card, but a low risk, high reward situation. Maybe not high reward, moderate reward is probably more reasonable to say. However, again, just getting crazy with it. If you look at what Soroka's numbers were, early on in his career with the Braves, if he could get anywhere close back to that and stay healthy, then this $7.5 million deal is great. Nolan Arenado, another great deal for this team. So they're all budget deals though, and that's the moves that Mike Hazen needed to make. It's the reason why seeing the Dodgers spend $60 million on one player for 2026 is crazy to us. Again, it's not even like this is a poverty franchise that doesn't spend money. It's just based on the contracts that they have given out and the guys that are here that they've extended and they want to be here long term. They didn't have very much money left overall here in their budget for them to go out and fill the holes that they were needing to fill with the loss of so many players that they lost both at the trade deadline and to free agency at the end of the season in Zach Gallen. So I got to commend Mike Hazen because he did do a good job here of adding some players that we didn't expect to see as part of this roster that are, potential wild cards and didn't cost them a lot of money. We're talking about here with the addition of, Tayler Clarke at $1.5 million. You got, again, $7.5 million on the books for Soroka. You have $5 million for Nolan Arenado. These three players are costing the Diamondbacks $14 million, which is what I believe we were going to pay to like Pete Fairbanks, So again, it's not to say that it's the stuff that Pete Fairbanks has to offer. It's not to say Taylor Clarke is going to be the Diamondbacks closer option, but perhaps internally they feel like they do have some players that could fill that role for them, at least the bridge closer role until the other names come back. And again, maybe they just feel like they need to add to the rest of the bullpen to allow those guys to step into those roles. We'll see how all this plays out. I like Dre Jameson's answer the other day where, I think it was a nice way of saying it, but basically Dre was saying that if he does find himself in that closer role, that it's not like he just automatically wants to give it up when, those guys return, when J-Mart returns, when Puck returns, right? That's a great attitude to have because you want to be so good that you give the Diamondbacks an actual problem when those guys return. You want to secure that role so much that they consider slotting those other guys into just high leverage 7th and 8th inning roles rather than the closer role, right? It's not to say that that's necessarily going to happen, but it's a good mindset to have. And it's the mindset that every bullpen arm should have when it comes to this team. This team definitely has a wide open opportunity for anybody to step their game up and become the next elite pitching arm for them, right? Baseball is funny. And I've said this time and time again. You have guys like Kyle Tucker who hit the ball 26.6% of the time. They get paid $60 million. And again, you take a look at Nolan Arenado's numbers from last year and somehow him hitting the ball, 23% of the time is a guy that's washed and no longer relevant in the game or the sport. I'll never be able to figure it out. And I think that front offices and owners and stuff around baseball still really can't either. Just at the end of the day, you want to add what you consider to be an elite player to your team. The Diamondbacks did not do that this offseason. They did not add an elite player to this team. However, they did keep an elite player on this team in Ketel Marte. And that was something, probably the best financial move that they could have made this offseason. I will say that time and time again. But they did add another arm to the bullpen, maybe not to the major league roster yet, but after signing a minor league deal, it could be a guy that we see slotting in this bullpen after spring or after, again, camp. So we're going to talk about that on the other side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. Well, I got to get up on some new hats, of course, before the baseball season comes around, and I'm going to do that through our friends at Brandon Bills. Brandon Bills has a wide variety of amazing hats. They make hats for the Phoenix Suns. They had a special hat that was part of their golf night for the Arizona Diamondbacks back there that I love quite a bit. Their hats are incredible. They are lightweight, they're stretchy, they're breathable. They're just great for Arizona summers. And of course, if you are a brand looking to make your brand stand apart from the crowd, look no further than Brandon Bills. You can contact them now and they will have you covered with the best custom headwear. Their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need, whether you're looking for a form of hat, like a snapback, fitted hats, trucker hats, beanies, doesn't matter. They also have you covered when it comes to other apparel as well, including shirts, sweatshirts, they have bags, they have all sorts of goods to make sure that your brand looks gorgeous on whatever you're trying to get it printed on. So do not miss out. It's a local company from Mesa, Arizona, and they are doing some big things. So head on over to brandonbills.com and use that code of BBPHNX for 15% off your first order. And of course, Circle K just saved me a whole bunch of money on gas. In fact, I did an entire ad read to the group chat last night because one of my friends hit me up and was like, hey, how do I get down on that 40-cent off fuel day? And I hit him with the whole ad read from beginning to end, because even sometimes friends in life need to know that it is free to join the Inner Circle, and you should do so now. You never know when a 40-cent off Inner Circle fuel day is going to hit, and you want to sign up now so you're prepared for it. Don't contact me and ask me for my phone number, rock knowledge. make sure you sign up yourself. And that way, once you do, it's easy to download the app and get enrolled. All you have to do is use your own phone number and you can score Circle K deals like 40 cents off gas yesterday. I paid $2.29. I don't even know when the last time I paid $2.29. It was probably when I wasn't in the Phoenix metro area, that's for sure, because gas can tend to be very expensive here, but not at Circle K's. And not only do you save there, but you'll save on drinks, you'll get 79-cent Polar Pops, you'll get 99-cent Frosters, and so much more. Plus, they have their entire meal deal matrix with all sorts of meal deals to feed you and fill your belly. So join the Inner Circle for free right now by downloading the Circle K app today, and that goes out to my entire group chat. Terms and conditions do apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. Well, that's not the only arm the Arizona Diamondbacks added this offseason, but much like Taylor Clarke, this one's also not extremely exciting, isn't going to move the needle a lot, at least right now, but it could be a very valuable arm for the Diamondbacks coming up. Jonathan Loaizaga, I think I said that right. Jonathan Loaizaga joins the Diamondbacks on a minor league deal that includes an invitation to spring training. This is a man that has pitched for the Yankees for a number of years and was kind of a staple of their bullpen. He made his major league debut in 2018. He was the Yankees' third longest serving player besides Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. So overall, he has had some health issues, but when healthy, has improved himself to be a steady late inning weapon. And again, he's just looking to recapture his former numbers, his former glory, I guess you could say, with the Diamondbacks here. He did undergo a season-ending UCL surgery on his right elbow in April of 2024. He did return in mid-May during the Subway Series, and he tossed a scoreless inning in his return. Overall, though, he recorded a 4.25 ERA in 30 appearances. He averaged nearly 97 miles per hour on his sinker, according to Baseball Savant. And again, he also then experienced another injury. He experienced a back injury that limited his time last season, as well as a season-ending flexor strain. Injuries overall limited him to just 50 appearances in 2023. And again, he was one of the Yankees' most trusted late-inning relievers. He broke out with his biggest season in 21, going 9-4 with a 2.17 ERA and 69 punch-outs over 70 2/3 innings, including having some save opportunities in that season. But overall, we have, I think we have his numbers here, Damon. Did I miss that?
We have his career statistics.
Yeah, let's take a look at his career statistics overall. I mean, again, it shows consistency here for him, especially when healthy. A 3.54 ERA, a 1.259 WHIP, a 3.86 FIP, which is very good, and a career 4.2 Baseball Reference WAR in nearly 250 innings pitched.
Pretty good career stats.
Yeah, and again, career stats can be deceiving, especially with pitchers overall. But when you take a look once again at a 4.25 ERA in 30 appearances, you find yourself maybe thinking that's not that great, and it's not. However, when you compare it to some of the Diamondbacks' options in their bullpen, you can see how there's a very good chance that coming into spring training, coming into camp with pitchers and catchers reporting, that it would be very easy for someone like him who has the experience in Major League Baseball that he has to make his way onto this roster, right? The Diamondbacks protected the players that they needed to protect, but that doesn't mean that they still don't have options on a lot of these guys on the 40-man roster. So it'll be interesting to see what moves are made overall. In the case of, adding Taylor Clarke, they DFA'd Gus Varland. There could be more DFAs involved. There could be more, again, for the Diamondbacks, it's about having bodies after what they experienced last year. It's about having depth, and that depth can't be all unproven prospects that haven't pitched at a major league level or just a few guys that got a little bit of time in 2025. They need some real actual depth here. Now, that could come from those young prospects that perhaps get pushed down. But overall, the Diamondbacks did bring back guys on minor league deals like Taylor Rashi and, a few other guys, maybe a guy that kind of might poke his head in here every once in a while, but we're not going to say his name. It's like Joe Hendry. When you say his name, he appears. But like Damon, we do have, again, a problem here when it comes to the bullpen, and it goes beyond them not adding, a big arm or more arms to this bullpen. Even if they do that, they still have a problem with depth, and that's something that Loaizaga could help out with quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he at least feels like, especially when you look at these statistics, and I know, as you said, like he took a step back last year. He's been dealing with some injuries, but he's been a decent pitcher. I think the floor is fairly high, and maybe, he's just a relief arm that chills in Reno for a little bit, and then if you have an injury, you bring this guy up. So,
Or if guys don't perform, like that's the other thing
true.
is that there's a lot of, I feel like the sense of urgency pivoted with this team last year. I even feel like the philosophy kind of changed a little bit. The Diamondbacks have been very patient with players who are struggling in the past. They even did that at times last year, but in the second half, there was no time to let guys figure it out. And we saw a lot of moves being made. We saw the Diamondbacks use more pitchers in save opportunities than they've ever have in franchise history. So you feel like, again, this is more about addressing those needs and what happened last year and trying to ensure that at the very least they have some guys that have proven in the past that they can handle major league work and could potentially come in here and earn a shot, earn an opportunity to be part of the major league roster. And there's talk overall about the Diamondbacks not spending, about the Diamondbacks not spending enough. I think Nick is being facetious here. He says, but why can't Dbacks just overpay for anything? That is something to be said, and it's something that I feel like more people view in baseball than really is let on, right? What I said. There are teams like the Rays and some of those organizations that we often accuse of being guys that, don't spend very much. And part of that is because the difference between you spending, an absurd amount of money on a Kyle Tucker versus having a young outfielder come up could be very minimal in production. It's not to say that they're going to put up Kyle Tucker's numbers, but to save yourself $59 or $58 million, it might just be worth it to let a kid hit 255 with 15 home runs instead of, 266, right? And that's why baseball is so crazy. I still understand overpaying for pitchers. I will never understand paying a position player this kind of money, right? The Diamondbacks, as Damon alluded to earlier, can't afford to make that kind of mistake, and most Major League Baseball teams can't. If they do spend the money on that one player, then there's a good chance that if that ends up being a bad decision, like Anthony Rendon with the Angels, it could be crippling to an organization.
Literally. Anthony Rendon ended the Ohtani and Trout build. Think about that.
I know.
Because
he was the big third. He was the third heat to that addition.
They needed him to be good.
And that man got his money and didn't give a damn about baseball.
Yeah.
So, Books wants to know, is Sir Anthony Dominguez still available? Yes, he is, because Damon hasn't completely crashed out yet.
We need him.
You'll know when Damon's been drinking on the job today due to the Dodgers situation, but when Damon's just a shell of his former self, when he has no energy, when he has nothing left to give, that's when you'll know Sir Anthony Dominguez was picked up by another team. But
Derek, we need as many triple-digit throwers as possible for reasons that I cannot state right now at this time. No further questions will be taken.
Got it. I appreciate it. Well, I also appreciate our Supporters Club members. Thank you guys for joining our Supporters Club. Nothing better than hearing about how much we're kicking all the other cities' asses when it comes to Supporters Club. And it's because of you guys. You guys are wonderful. You really show us love, and we can't thank you enough. If you ever drop one of those fun super chats, of course, you could probably sign up for the Supporters Club for about an equivalent amount. You'll get that fun badge next to your name in the live chat and comments. Badges will update with time based on how long you've been a member, and it's literally a badge of honor. Join now to become, of course, one of our supporters, and you can get in with all of those fun emojis and everything else. Also, our exclusive content, which is available to our Supporters Club members. So join today, and we appreciate the people who support us and keep us going. 2025 was a very up and down year for us, very difficult year at times, but however, I will say that it was also a year that really made me appreciative of the support that we received. So many of you guys hanging in with us makes us feel great. And right now, 2026 is poised to be an outstanding year for PHNX.
We're still going to Mexico, Derek.
Yeah, we're going to Mexico. That's a way that we're celebrating the end of my Major League Baseball reporting career. But for me, all I have is this year. It's like I've been diagnosed with a lockout death sentence, and I just need to try to figure out a way to enjoy the next 319 days as much as possible, Damon, before I'm back in the civilian world.
Yeah. No, I get it. I think you make a joke about Sir Anthony Dominguez being the thing that's keeping me going, and haha, we're all laughing. It's so funny. But I think the thing that is really keeping me going is going to Mexico City.
I mean,
It's the only thing that we have at this point.
I just want to say what a good friend Damon is. Instead of sending me Kyle Tucker tweets that he knew I saw, he knows I knew what the AAV was. He knows I knew everything about it. Instead, he sends me food videos from Mexico City on restaurants that him and I could potentially visit while we're there.
3 taco trucks you have to try in Ciudad de Mexico.
And I'm thinking,
unreal.
Damon, I'm really thinking the odds of us not coming back seem to be increasing. I'm just saying, what do any of us have to be here in Arizona for? We both have passports.
Certainly not families.
Families?
Right, Derek?
She's 14 years old, Damon.
She's almost damn near an adult.
Yeah. She doesn't need me anymore. I've taught her everything I can teach her at this point.
Fair.
Speaking of teaching stuff, I think we have a little bit of time left. Before we get out of here, you want to run through and do another edition of Is Derek a Baseball Savant?
I would absolutely love to do that.
Let's do that.
I appreciate you, RA. That's a good way of making me feel better as well. We do have the Wildcats.
We do. Yeah, you guys have the Wildcats. I don't have the Wildcats. I don't have nothing anymore.
I lost everything.
I lost everything in this situation.
Derek, I'd love to play another edition of the Baseball Savant game.
Yeah.
I hope that you didn't see the names right there.
No, I really didn't.
Okay.
My eyes are very bad, and they're getting worse every single day, so there's no way I could read that print that far away on screen. But I'm excited to see what you got in your bag for me today.
Yeah, let's do it. We got 3 of them here. Let's start off with this one. Who are you a baseball savant, Derek? Who is this? What Diamondbacks player is this?
Okay, so this is a Diamondbacks player. Top sprint speed. Let me see. Outs above average is not bad, right? Around like league average, maybe a little bit better than league average. Fielding run value. Is this Alek Thomas?
It is Alek Thomas.
Yeah! We started off with a win. Let's go.
We did start off with a win. Solid stuff from Derek there.
All right, what else we got?
This is our next one here.
Okay. Oh, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I like the arm strength on this. This is a Diamondback with 63rd percentile arm strength and 70 range. 86 percentile speed sprint. Fielding run value is at 70. Everything else pretty cold. Let's see. What is his expected batting average? 211. Is this Jorge Barossa?
No.
Oh. Yeah, his defensive stats wouldn't be that good, right?
No, his defensive stats were actually fantastic. Somehow he got like 3 outs above average in 50 innings last year.
I was thinking that. Tim Tawa.
No, but we almost did Tim Tawa today.
Okay. Let's see. I guess my last guess here would be Blaze Alexander?
Yes.
It is Blaze.
It's Blaze Alexander.
See, I'm actually surprised by that. I would expected his XBA to be higher than this and some of his hitting stats, but I guess he didn't qualify, so some of those are very light and hard to see. Barrel percentage, very good at 12.8. That's very high.
I mean, some of his hitting stats are solid. I mean, and his batting run value in general is at like 40 something. I mean, that's an MLB caliber player.
Yeah.
I think that's a decent start for Blaze. And the defense looks good there, which is interesting. But let's move on to our last one.
Let's get one more. Oh, I like this. Let's see. Strikeout percentage, very high. Or very low, I should say. 90th percentile. Whiff rate, 76th percentile. Still expected batting average, 256. I mean, these aren't bad. I like the squared up. I like the sweet spot. I like the strikeout percentage. I'm going to guess this is new Diamondback Nolan Arenado.
No.
Oh.
That would have been a good one to put in here, though, now that you say that.
Yeah, no. I know that he had some down in a lot of statistical categories, but I do know that his strikeout percentages were very good.
Honestly, Arenado's, I looked at it the other day, it kind of looks like this. It kind of looks like Blaze's, yeah, where like not the sprint speed, obviously, but like the range is high, his arm is a little bit lower, but a lot of the hitting stats looks very similar to that, to be honest.
Piece of Yoshi is asking, is this Paven?
No, it's not
I
Pavin.
mean, like, it would never be Pavin. Damon would never put Pavin on here. I don't think.
I think we did Pavin in like the first iteration of this game.
Yeah, we might have done this one. All right, this one's a little. Is this Gabby?
No.
Okay, what? I'm giving up. I'm tapping out on this one.
It is Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of Lourdes, and I should think of Lourdes. We should all think of Lourdes more. Book's Journey was on it. He said Lourdes right there at the bell. But
yeah, it was a buzzer beater. Book's Journey.
Yep, streakiness there definitely is there. You're right. And overall, yeah, again, Lourdes always finds a way to put up some substantially good numbers, even though it's hard to think of it overall. Well, I guess I'm kind of a baseball savant, but we appreciate you guys.
You got the first one, and that's all anyone will ever remember.
That's all anyone wants. But we thank you guys for stopping by and listening to us just kind of complain,
cry,
whatever Dodgers fans want to say that we're doing.
Yeah, say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Literally, I am crying because I'm upset because my team is a good team with a good, backbone of a roster, Derek. And we go into every season knowing, not thinking, knowing that we have a 0% chance of our own division. Knowing it. So, the sport's broken when year in and year out, the team that is dominating a division versus competitive squads, Padres, competitive, Dbacks, competitive, Giants, competitive. And it just doesn't matter what those teams do. The Dodgers are going to win the division every single year. Your only avenue to making the postseason is a wild card appearance, year in and year out. It's a joke.
You know me, Damon. I try to take the high road on this show, and I try to take the high road in general in life. However, I'm also a petty bitch, and I will happily say right now, I hope all of the bad things in the world happen to the Dodgers and nobody but the Dodgers.
I love it.
That's what we all need. That's what will save Major League Baseball. Give them the catastrophic amount of bad things happening. I'm not even going to say the I word. I'm just going to say, I hope all the bad things in the world happen to them. We got a couple of super chats here. Appreciate you guys. Super chat from Cool Bro. He wanted to know if Damon's turned heel and disappeared like The Rock. Yeah, but that would involve Damon going to LA to make movies, and I don't think he's going to do that. So LA's out of the question.
What's the dog cooking?
Yeah, what is the dog cooking? Can you smell what Damon's cooking? We got super chat from Christian Aguilera, who says Buc-ee's in Goodyear needs to ban Dodgers fans. I love that idea. I'm fully on board. So we'll see, but they'll probably sell Dodgers gear. We know how that stuff works.
Probably go out of business in the West Valley.
Well, we appreciate you guys so much for stopping by. We thank you guys for your time. We will be back on Monday, hopefully with a 12 p.m. show, unless something crazy happens this weekend and I have to disrupt the little rest I'm going to get before the beginning of the regular season this weekend with an emergency podcast. But if in case it does, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Make sure to turn on notifications. That way you don't miss anything going on. And make sure specifically to subscribe to our audio feed on wherever you get your podcasts. Damon and I are going to be screaming more about Kyle Tucker, and we're probably going to replace the T with an F in this episode a little bit.
Explicit.
So do not miss out on that. Make sure to subscribe on your audio podcast feeds wherever you get those. Of course, most importantly, you can follow us on social media. I am at cap_caveman with a K. Damon is at Damon Dog with a DAWG. And we're all Damon's dogs. Bark, bark. Our show is at PHNX_Dbacks, but as always, all roads lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We love you guys. We thank you for your time. We appreciate you stopping by. We will see you on Monday. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Behave yourselves, Jason. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun before the Dodgers broke it permanently and ruined the sport.
We all silly like the mayor.